Okay, today I would like to talk about the ICE shooting, the most recent one anyway, the Alex Pretti thing. Okay, now back in 2021, I'll tell a few stories here. Back in 2021, I'm coming back from Florida. My mother and my uncle with me. We had driven his car to a college and taken the shuttle to the airport and the shuttle back, and we're in his car. Okay, we're in my uncle's car. My mother's driving. I'm in the passenger seat. My uncle's in the back of his own car. We see on the side of the road, this is county territory. We see a county, I think Dodge Viper, whatever. Okay, they got a lot of money, whatever. On the side of the road. Then we see him come flying. Maybe he got somebody. Then we see him on the side of the road again. Whatever. I'm within a mile of where I'm standing right now, in the car. On the side of the road, we're in the third lane of the 3-lane highway. My mother tells me this later on. I don't see it, she sees it. A county cop, you almost expect someone to yell at you, became a motherfucker at this point. A county car is in front of him where we are. They make a U-turn and come flying up the road. What the fuck? Before my mother knows what's going on, the county car comes flying along our side, cuts us off, and crashes into the car in front of us and just catapults it up on the fucking side of the road. Then next thing you know, the Dodge Viper, he's here too. Next thing you know, there's a half dozen or more county guys. Everyone's got their gun out. They're pointing their guns at the guys, not the civilians, thank God. Some asshole gets out of the car and starts running. They tackle him. Two other guys in the car, guy and a girl, hands out the window. And I thought, as brilliant as this is, it's really, really risky. And unless these guys literally committed a murder, they should have found some alternative to surround the car, someone get it off the road without doing this. What did I say? Nothing. Nothing. What did I do? Nothing. Down the road, we're leaving. You guys pull over. These guys count around. But he's pulled over away from them. Not interfering. A couple years later, no, I'm sorry. This is a couple years ago. This is a few years ago. Before this. I'm on duty. I'm on the corner. White van has two guys in it. Car pulls it over. Okay. They want the car and they want the driver, not the passenger. Passenger says not one word, keeps his mouth shut. He would eventually be sent home. Driver, they get him out of the car. They got him on the side where his car is, clapping him down. I have the school bus come over on the main road. You watch WWE, Shrill London. I had him when he was 12. I had a sister from pre-K to 8th grade. She's getting off the bus with a whole bunch of other kids. I unload the bus. They gotta walk up the hill. I go back to back with the officer and I scuttle the kids along. Make sure that no one's getting involved, no one's getting close to the guy. I want the guy from them, blah, blah. In case a problem happens, I want the kids out of the way, blah, blah, blah. No problem. Okay. Now, the guy was taken to jail, passenger. He said nothing, he did nothing, he went home. A couple years ago, I'm on the corner again. Guy and a girl holding hands, okay? Car comes flying. U-turn, comes down the road. I'm moving traffic out of the way. He steps right down there. Is there a lot of protection going on here? There was a domestic situation between the guy and the girl the girl had pulled a knife on the guy. And in all domestic matters, there's a restraining order. The guy had forgiven the girl. The judge had not. Okay. They're standing there taking care of that. I'm moving all the civilians along. Okay. Moving along, move this way, go around that way. Away from the suspects, blah, blah, blah. Now the unit comes. She goes to jail. He says, I want to marry her, and I'm going to go to the judge and ask for the restraining order to be removed. Okay. He says it with his mouth, not with his hands. They tell him, unless the judge removes the restraining order, you got to stay away from her. Okay, she just got arrested. Stay away. Okay. He went home. A couple years ago, I'm on the opposite corner. Guy in a moped. He gets pulled over. Well, that's the registration. Don't have it. Okay, moped's mine now. Get off it. I hear a siren. The school bus. Same exact school bus as the first story I told you. Different cast of characters though, because years later. I run down to the school bus to unload the kids. The detective comes flying. Kids stay back. Detective come through. He's there for them. Great. I go back to the corner. The kids are back at the sidewalk. They're home. Another detective comes flying down the hill through the red light, turns his siren off, and comes through my red light with his siren off. And I had to tell the cars to watch him. And okay, suspect went home with a bunch of fines. Moped got impounded by a tow truck. Okay. After the suspect leaves, me, who was driving that car? I was. Why? Get over here. When you come through my intersection, and keep in mind, my mother was on the job, my cousin was on the job, but I got my own reputation after those years. When you come through my intersection, you keep your light on. You turned your light off and went through the red light, you could have caused an accident. You don't do that again. Okay? I'm on duty talking to my own guy. So now I object to what they're doing, I'm going to say something. As opposed to the first story, the county guys, I don't know who the fuck they are. I'm not going to say a word to them. Difference. You can look up your internal affairs in your hometown for your police department, and you as a citizen can go to internal affairs and report any police wrongdoing to them directly. The state police outrank the city police and the county police, obviously. State police have barracks and districts, and they have an oversight of blah, blah, blah. You can go to the state police, into their barracks, show them a video of a city police officer breaking the law, and you can say, state police, I want this investigated. And the state police have the power to investigate. When a federal agent does something stupid, you have a right to call, in the case of DHS, ICE, Border Patrol, President, Vice President, Secretary Nome, Director Holman, and miscellaneous section chiefs, blah, blah, blah. And it's easier to get a hold of the section chief than it is to get a hold of the president, obviously. And you can file a complaint. I have video footage of the guy, okay, whatever. That's your right. Federal courthouse should be within some, you have a federal courthouse within a couple, maybe an hour's drive at most of where you live at. You can look up your federal courthouse. You cannot bring a cell phone into a federal courthouse without permission. Leave it in the car, have your friend wait with it outside. Go to the federal courthouse, tell the marshal at the guard station, I am a citizen, I want to speak to a federal prosecutor or a federal judge because I have video footage of a federal agent breaking the law. He assaulted somebody, whatever. Okay, and they will give you permission to bring the phone into the judge or the prosecutor. Then you bring it into the building, and then you will go from there. Most states allow people to protect a third party if they know the third party is innocent, period. Case in point, a few years ago, my range, I'm not there. Range director, come upstairs to load the garbage. He sees two large black men fighting a woman. What the fuck are you doing down there? They're police. Okay, he has a gun on him. He goes downstairs, gets to the phone, calls 911, tells dispatch what's going on. They send backup. They are police. They arrest the woman. Okay? If he had gotten involved, he might have got charged with injustice. He might have got shot. You never know. Okay? He had a gun on him. He saw two guys beating the shit out of a woman. He called it in. Backup came and they took care of it. Okay? This guy, Pretti, whatever his name is, okay? He has a video camera. He also is carrying a SIG P320 custom $2,000 bill with a red dot, whatever the fuck it is, okay? And no ID on him, by the way. They're arresting a domestic abuser with a warrant. A woman is there. To this day, I have no comprehension who this woman is or why she's there. Are they just being a random woman? Or most likely, she's one of the many people obstructing justice in that town. He sees the agent with the woman. He runs over and obstructs. Now the agent diverts attention to him. The domestic abuser gets away. They tackle him. He's got his gun on him. There are two scenarios here. Total opposite. One video I think I saw an agent pulling the gun out and taking it away from him. And then another agent pulls his gun out and then the shots are heard. If the agent that shot honestly did not know that his colleague had taken the gun, he might be justified. If the agent thought that Pretti had another weapon or something on him, then he might be justified. I also saw another view where it looks like he's pulling something out of his pocket like this or like that. Okay. If you're being arrested by the police and you reach real fast for something, you're gonna have a problem. Okay? Now, all the stories I told you, the one that involved me on the parkway, the three involved me on duty, the one with my range director. Okay? In all those stories, not a single solitary person interfered with police business, period. Whether it was the passenger in the van, the girl's boyfriend, me, the guy in the side with the camera, not one of us physically intervened. The one incident where someone did intervene was me, who was on duty talking to his person, his guy. I was on duty. That's why I talked to him like that. Otherwise, I would have said a fucking word. If Pretti had simply videotaped the incident and brought it to the federal courthouse like I told you a minute ago, this wouldn't have happened. If you have a gun on you, like my range director did, when you saw the two cops going after the woman that time in the parking lot of the range, the park. Okay, when you get physically involved with the police incident, especially if you are armed or if you have anything that might pass for a weapon in a split-second scenario, you are going to have a problem. Now, this is the problem. Even if the agent did hit an innocent woman, the principal suspect got away and Pretti is now dead. There are legal avenues that you can go through to take care of problems that you perceive, as opposed to being a fucking idiot. Thank you.